Standing Chimney will be open again on Saturday, August 6th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in New Galilee, Pennsylvania. And on August 6th, we are also inviting craft vendors to set up on our lawn for a special craft event. You can find more information on facebook.com/standingchimney or at standingchimney.com.
Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Mary Mac. Well, today we don't have a cake, but we have a dessert, which is kind of like a cake, but not really like a cake. But, so what? We slipped up.
Is it square?
It's rectangular.
It's shaped like a cake.
It's shaped like a cake. It has layers like a cake. So I made up this recipe out of my own imagination because I was supposed to take a dessert somewhere, and I just was like, I'm not going to go to the store and get anything. So what do I have here? So I did have a few things, that you could make a dessert out of. So one thing that I had was all of these smashed Oreos, because we did a thing at our school, a make your own sundae bar, okay? So I bought all these toppings to put on the ice cream, and I bought this huge bag of smashed Oreos because I thought those will be super popular. But how many, you really don't put that many on. So of course I had a lot left. And I'm like, I'm going to have to use these up because I can't imagine smashed Oreos would last forever, like freshness wise. So I had a bag of those and I thought, well, I had some Bailey's Irish Cream in the refrigerator that I needed to use up also that had been opened and it was in there. I just had some this and that's around. So I thought, okay, I think I can think of something here. So here's what I did. I made an Oreo Irish Cream Dessert. You don't have to use Bailey's in it if you don't want to. It's just an Oreo dessert if you don't put the Bailey's in. But you could use, to substitute for what I'm going to say is the Bailey's, you could use vanilla. You could use a raspberry liqueur would be good in this. I wouldn't get too crazy with the liqueurs myself, but I would say that like razzmatazz, razzmatazz is really good in chocolate stuff. Or just like I said, just plain vanilla. But the Bailey's in this dessert, it just gave it a really nice background flavor that was subtle enough that, you could taste that something was there, but it didn't taste like whiskey. Let's just put it that way. So here we go. Now, like I said, I was using my crushed, or they're not crushed. They're like smashed Oreos. So there's like big chunks in there. Okay. So I was using my leftovers. So I'm guessing that you would need about one package of regular Oreos, not double stuffs, and just smash them. Don't make them into crumbs. All you have to do is like really put them in a Ziploc bag and have one of your kids punch them for a while or something, or roll over them with a rolling pin. But you want to have some big pieces in there, okay? You'll need that one pack of Oreos, and you want to reserve about 1 cup of those smashed Oreos for your topping later. So after you smash them, take out about a cup of Oreos and put that aside. Then you'll need a 1/4 cup of melted butter, a 9x13, either a glass baking dish, or I had a 9x13 Rubbermaid container with a lid, and that's what I put it in, and it worked perfectly. So that works well too. You'll need 1 8-ounce Neufchâtel light cream cheese, or regular cream cheese if you prefer.
1 cup of powdered sugar.
2 tablespoons of Bailey's, and 1 tub of regular Cool Whip. And I think that 1 tub size, it's not the great big tub, it's the regular size Cool Whip, which I believe is 16 ounce. I didn't write that down and I apologize. And then you'll need 2 packs of chocolate instant pudding, the 3-ounce size, 2 more tablespoons of Bailey's, and 3 cups of milk. And I would suggest using 2% or whole milk in this because it will set up better. And then your last thing that you need is 1 more tub of Cool Whip, regular size, and that 1 cup of crushed cookies. So here's the instructions. First, you're going to take your larger amount of crushed, smashed Oreos, and your fourth cup of melted butter. Mix those together in a bowl, pour them into whatever the container you're using is, and press them down. The easiest way to press them down really is to lay a piece of wax paper or plastic wrap on top of them and kind of press them into place as good as you can so they're nice and tight. And what the butter does, the butter's going to solidify again, and it actually kind of works like a glue to sort of hold the Oreos together because you don't bake this or anything. So for your first layer that you're going to put in here, you're going to have your 1 8-ounce cream cheese or Neufchâtel softened, 2 tablespoons of Bailey's,
1 cup of powdered sugar,
and 1 tub of Cool Whip ready. And what you want to do is whip up that cream cheese, whip it up nice and fluffy, add 2 tablespoons of Bailey's to that and whip it up a little bit more, and then fold in the Cool Whip. And when you fold it in, get it all folded in as well as you can, and you can take your beaters and actually just hit it a little tiny bit to make sure it's mixed up. That mixture, once you're done with it, you're going to very carefully spread that on top of the cookie crust and put it in the refrigerator while you make the next layer. So spread it out so it's nice and even. Put it right into the refrigerator and let it set. Now you're ready for your next layer. And that is going to be the 2 packs of chocolate instant pudding, 3-ounce sizes, 2 tablespoons of Bailey's, and 3 cups of milk. And you're going to mix those all together in a bowl. Mix well with the beaters until smooth. Mix them up really, really well, because chocolate pudding sometimes, it likes to leave these little bits of unblended chocolate pudding all around, Mix it up till it's nice and smooth. Bring your first layer and dish out of the refrigerator and pour this layer on top of that. Smooth it out if you need to. Put it in the refrigerator and chill it until it's set, which doesn't take very long, maybe like 10 minutes. Okay? When that is set, you're going to take your second tub of Cool Whip, regular size, and you're going to spoon it all around on top of that chocolate pudding, and then very carefully, I use the back of a big spoon, just very carefully spread it around until it completely covers that, and then sprinkle those crushed cookies on top, and put that baby in the refrigerator. Put your lid on it, put it in the refrigerator and let that chill for a couple of hours, usually about 2 hours. I actually made this the night before. The cookies stayed very nice and crisp. It was very good. And let that chill, and then there you go. You are ready. You have a delicious dessert with a couple of layers that looks kind of fancy, and it wasn't too much trouble at all. And I'll tell you what, I was pleasantly surprised at how good it was with the Baileys in it. I really was.
It kind of makes me think of like a grown-up version of that dirt dessert.
Yes, that's about what it is. Because when I was trying to find something to make, I actually looked at dirt and I thought, I don't want to make that. And then there's...
Just throw a gummy worm on top.
Yes, yes. And I didn't want to make that. And then I looked at something else that had Oreo. It was a cookies and cream kind of a thing. And I didn't like the look of that either. I wanted to do the layers, and I thought, how could I make those layers good like that? And it actually worked out really well. So I kind of pulled out a couple of different recipes and combined them to make this. But it was really good, and people liked it. Like I asked people, let me know what you think of it, because, it's the first time I've made it. Just let me know what you think of it. And everybody really liked it. So this is definitely a keeper if I have smashed Oreos around again. But it was good. So if you like Oreos, if you like Irish cream, this is a good dessert. It's a good summertime dessert, and it actually did travel very well. I like to put on the podcast when we have something that travels well, because most of the time, for me, when I make a dessert, I am taking it somewhere. So I always like to know, like, you don't want to take a cake and have the top slide off or something like that, or you don't want to take a dessert and it gets all goopy after a little while. So this is a good one. This is a good traveler. Everybody likes it. And even, just because it has a little bit of Bailey's in it, don't worry, the kids can eat it. They were just fine. It was very good, though. I really did like it. So I hope you give this one a try because I think this would be a very well-liked dessert, especially at like a summertime picnic.
And make sure to check us out online on Facebook and Instagram at Mary Mac Bakehouse, on Twitter at Mobile Mary Mac and Mary Mac Podcast, and on our website, marymacpodcast.com.
Thanks a lot for listening if you did, and if you didn't, too bad for you.